Hello fellow space engineers, this is Marcelo from ACFM and Gaming, and today I want to bring you another short information video of something that came up early today. Now, this is a subject that we have been discussing for quite a long time, and I was with my friend Seff and we were testing out his new cruiser, and it popped up again, and it really bothered us and worried us. Um, you cannot imagine how much. Okay, enough rambling about that. The subject is armor deformation and how it affects the whole issue with damage leak. And I think Seth finally discovered how this thing is operating. And well, we have yet to come with a solution for it, but some of the ideas that I have so far are not, you know, very pretty. It may, end up making the ship look ugly. So allow me to demonstrate using a test. So this is the OKI single 230mm barrel cannon, and if we see here, I am using DG's building information mod, so it shows the hit points, and as you can see there in integrity it has almost 50,000 hit points. Now if we equate that to, let's see, as the amount of hits that it can take from its own caliber. Let's see how many. That is 1, that is 2, that is 3, 4. Okay, so this thing can take 4 hits before it becomes non-functioning. And yeah, we got past all of the buffer. As you can see, it has a buffer of 200 steel plates, and any well-designed weapon, especially when it comes to heavy turrets, well, in real life turrets are heavily armored, so any modders that make weapons, they make sure that they place a substantial amount of heavy components on the top, whether it could be steel plates or metal grids, something like that. And as you can see, the buffer, or I mean, sorry, the line, the operation line is kind of like in the middle at 50% health. So, in theory, this gun could take a bunch of punishment, and with this amazing barbette that my friends came up with, and the enemy shouldn't be able to actually, dislodge it or cut the forgetting the words here, the conveyor tube that feeds the ammunition. Now, let's bring this thing back to full health, and you'll see the second part of the demonstration, or the welders. Now this is creative, so this thing should be welded really fast. As you can see, it's getting, self-repaired. Now, it doesn't go this fast in survival, and sometimes in a dedicated server, the welder fails to place the new components or remove the scrap, and the thing just jams, so it's not as OP as it seems. Okay, let's stop the welders. And you'll see what I mean with block deformation being the bane of any kind of design that we've been trying to come up with. So pay close attention to the laser, targeting laser you see down there. Now I'm going to hit this thing, I mean not the turret itself, but underneath on that slanted piece of armor. See what happens. Let's come a little bit closer so there's no chance of a misfire. Boom. Now we started to call this thing poofing because the turret just goes poof and no more. Let's do another test here. Actually, light armor, which should be easier to destroy. No more turret. Now, what's upsetting about this thing is missing the turret pays off more than actually hitting it. So you can just, spray and pray around an area, and as long as you hit the base of the turret or any block that is underneath the turret or directly adjacent to it, it's gonna go poof. So let's try to do it again. Now this is related to how, whoa, oh yeah, the shells are pushing the entire destroyer down. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. So this is related to block deformation. It doesn't happen when it gets hit here in this kind of block. I'm gonna try to hit it. Let's see. There, you saw it. The impact point. Um, no deformation because the block doesn't deform. Let's see. It didn't even register the hit. The turret took it. Well, anyway, that's badly designed hitboxes. But there you have it. I mean, that's the proof. Hitting the turret is actually not as efficient for destroying it than hitting the armor next to it. Now let's try to hit again this block right here. Now there you go. So the block was completely taken out and the turret disappeared. Let's see if we can manage to do that here, this one that is closer to the front, to see what's the range of tolerance. The same, exactly the same. This time the thing didn't even deform, but it registered the deformation somewhere. So as long as the block deforms, and Seff was telling me, and that new mesh is occupying, any other block space, that block is gonna get taken out. That's why sometimes you get that weird hit that completely cuts off or decapitates a turret and the turret flies off. And originally we were attributing that to missiles phasing, which is another reality. Missiles do phase through because the missile in this game is a physics object. It's actually existing in the physics simulation, and it has this weird, I call it, quantum magic, in which in between the ticks of the server, the missile could be in a range of places, and when the server corrects and says, well, okay, this missile wasn't actually, in place B, it was actually a little bit back or a little bit forwards, that's when the missile gets teleported inside of your ship and explodes, and that's where you get, interior detonations. So those are two realities that you have to contend with when you're designing ships, and up to this point there's no counter to it. Basically we're coming back to that concept from long ago, the armor fat that another space engineers and YouTuber Craig Perico talked about. You just have to place, more armor in front. Not that the ship is going to be actually armor, but it's going to have more blocks in front of it to, to deal with this BS that you're seeing here, as opposed to the blocks that are right next to the turret that are going to completely destroy it. Well, another option could be, just using these blast doors all around, but that's what I was saying in the beginning of this video, a really ugly option. So, well, I would like to hear any suggestions that you have, how to counter this and making it in a aesthetically pleasing way, because apparently trying to make, efficient things, like for example this separated barbette, is not enough. And well, yeah, let's keep having fun and trying to make the game better, and of course bring this up to Keen to see how it can be fixed.